And yes, we are live. Thank you again for joining me today. It's been an amazing, amazing time with you all. Thank you for being here. Of course, we have in the building Henrietta. We are going to be streaming with her all the way from the UK. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yadas just have, you know, everything insightful. Few days ago, we started my intentional parenting journey, and trust me, it's been awesome. Every time that you meet a Yada, there's something to learn. Who agrees with me? If you agree with me, let me see your comment in the comment section. That anytime you meet a Yada, there is something to learn. Me, I've learned a whole lot in these past few days, all right, of my intentional parenting journey. We have had the Ogages, we have had quite a number of people. We have had and Brenda yesterday, and we even had the first person that came, Obianuju, and today we are having Harriet. Chidima Harriet. Chidima Harriet is going to Chidima. Which one is your surname? Which one is your first name? Or is it both
No,
of
it's
them are your names?
no Chidinma Henrietta Okeke. Okeke is my surname. Chidinma is my first name. Henrietta is my middle name.
Okay. All right. Chidima Henrietta Okeke. All right. That's awesome. Okay, so let's get at it. So Chidima Okeke will be streaming live with us, and she will be sharing on my intentional parenting journey. And on this journey, there is so much, 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 much to learn. See, as you're seeing Chidima today, so am I seeing her also. So she's going to be sharing with us insightful things that she has done with her. Yesterday, Brenda shared a lot, and so many of us also learned a lot from her journey. In fact, I usually say that my intentional parenting journey is first about Yadas. Everything that we do is just Yadas actually benefit a lot from it. Trust me. So it's not just about every other person. It's about the journey and how your journey is. And of course, your family and your friends who have been asking, what is that intentional parenting thing about? Here you have it. Of course, you can invite them now, share the link, go and wake people up. Everybody is sleeping. Wake them up from where they are. All right. Well done. So let's go, Chidima. How did you join the inner circle? How did you get here? How did you hear about the inner circle? What brought you here? Why have you stayed in the inner circle? How long have you been in the inner circle? Over to you, ma'am.
4 years. 4 years, ma.
Whoops. 4 years. Yeah. So how did you get in here, and what has
O-
made you stay?
Okay, so I heard about the inner circle through my mom's friend. So she used to be a mentor then. She was just teaching me how to knit. Well, I think we were on strike then, something like that. So she just shared it and said, I think she added me to the group on Facebook. And then I
Hmm.
joined. And then when you join, I think they give you a few hours for the admin to admit you. But prior to that time, my son was about 3, and then my girl was maybe about a year or going get. She's not up to a year, getting to a year old, maybe a few months old then. So and then I said to myself, already the struggle, home management, a new mom, trying to catch up, doing my NYSC, so many things. And then I knew I wasn't getting it right. I would jump on this parenting book online. I would do this. There was no structure. I didn't even know what I was doing. So when I joined, when the admin admitted me, I was just, Facebook, I was just scrolling, looking to say, this is nice, oh. This is some place I have to be. And then I think it was Sex Educate. I think that was in 2020 or 2021. They Sex Educate like a
Hmm.
pro. I think I was part of those who did the first one, Sex Educate, or the second one. And then I loved the class. I said, no, I have to be in this class, no matter what it takes. I'm going to be in Sex Educate like a pro. I'm going to be in the inner circle. And then coach said, you have to be in the waiting list. That was the highest weight of my life. I knew about it in January. Coach said, you have to wait till December. At first I said, no, she's being mean. She will be, February, I'll reach out. March, nothing. Coach. And then finally it was December. And then the induction class, I said, okay, yes, I am in the right place. And that time I was still in Nigeria. I wasn't in the UK here. So that's how I joined the inner circle. And then coming to the staying. So this is where the journey began. So when I joined inner circle, it was overwhelming. It was a lot. Classes, books. Mind you, that I was the best graduating in my set. I was very book type, but I couldn't, not that I couldn't read the book, juggling. That time it's no longer about reading. It's about juggling marriage, juggling family, juggling a whole lot of things. I was just overwhelmed. In my first year, then I transited to the UK. I know I did my, coach, what do we call it again? The yearly
The
review
review.
with you. And then coach said to me, it's fine, eh? That gap that you left your children, you need to fix it. At that time, I was like, I need to join level 2. That time, I would say that I'm a yada, but I've not understood the core what inner circle is all about. So I said, why would coach say that to me? No, but that was the best advice coach could have ever given to me. That gap. In fact, it's not only the gap. I had to sit down. Then I did second year and I did third year. And then I was learning implementation, accountability, so many things. And I met Debbie Echo in, was it C class? Then I saw what it means to be consistent, to write connection to every day, every morning. She's also in the UK. So there was no excuse. Say, no, maybe she's in Nigeria. Maybe she has time. She doesn't go to work early, all those things. No. So many things have kept me, coach. Consistency, implementation. I might do that. It's just that I don't want to jump into the webinar before you ask me. So I'm trying to just skip to the question. But there were webinars that was a wake-up call for me. There were webinars that said to me, Chidima, you need to get up. You can do this. But before then, my husband has been the best graduating. When we got married, he said, you're very good in this. You're very good in book. You can be more. You can be more in so many things. I didn't understand so many things he was saying. He said, you struggle with this, you struggle with this, time management, you struggle with this. I think you can work on it. He told me, thanks to him, shout out to you, sir. And what happened? He said all this, then what? It was inner circle that showed me the how. It was inner circle that showed me you need to do this. There is no excuses. Excuses don't produce result. It's tenable. It can show. In fact, I can give all the manner of excuses in the world because of where I am. I have very young children. I work in intensive care units, high pressured area. I'm a nurse. I have every excuse. I do only night shifts to give excuse on my journey. But inner circle opened my eye and say you can do it. So, coach, that's what kept me stay. If I start talking now, I'm going to jump into the webinars before you ask me.
You're welcome to my intentional parenting journey. We have Chidima, Henrietta, Okeke. I'm going to tell you some background, chats me and Chidima will have at the back. Chidima, let me expose you small. There are some others that are just, they are perpetually with you. Like this guy, coach. Oh yeah, come, let's go like this. Coach, what do I do? Like, I'm like, okay, don't worry, we're gonna get there. And it's so interesting, right? And that you see that, you keep applying what it is that you need to apply. And and it just Chidima, Okeke is your maiden name. Iloka is
No,
your
Okeke is
Iloka
my
is your maiden name.
okay. Iloka is
That
my
was what
yes, coach.
so it didn't look I had in my head. Okay, great.
Yes.
So because when you were saying I was a bit confused, like, okay, all right. So of course, Chidima is sharing her journey. Chidima is it's been 4 years. See, when Yada share, journeys, and some people come and say, oh, I've started this, oh, I've been here, oh, I've been this. Believe you me, people have sown seeds. Like I was saying yesterday at the webinar, and I was talking about Tope and her son, Asha. I remember when Tope would say, "Hey, Asha is not like that." I said, "This boy is this boy is 3." I met her when the boy was 3. I'm like, this guy is going to become, take it easy. It's not automatic. Now, this boy is 9 and literally a superstar. Like, well, everybody's like, oh, Asha. Oh, I'm like, this thing to work. Give it time. You will need 10 years, upward of 18 years. You need time. Nobody does parenting and it just happens just like that. Even, so when I was writing the book Reset, the parenting reset, I wrote a part of, when people come to me and say, oh, coach, my husband is not, going to agree. I'm the only one who wants to do it. Start with you. Start with your journey. Start where you are. Start and keep going out. And believe you me, it's just a matter of time. It works. And if somebody a coach sees a blind spot you don't see. I say that all the time. So if you get angry when a coach is saying this is what you need to do, you're on your own. So a few days ago, a parent who started listening to me 2 weeks came to me for one-on-one session. Something that happened to their daughter. When they were telling the story, I could see where something went wrong. They were sincere enough to share with me. And I told them, I said, at this event, something happened. I don't know what it is, but something happened. And this and this and this is what you need to do. It's only been 1 week after. This girl was suicidal, right? It's only been 1 week after, she had suicidal thoughts, was just going off. I got a testimony from them yesterday. I think it's just about 2 weeks or so. And they said, in fact, our daughter is literally back. I read it yesterday night and I had tears in my eyes. What am I trying to say? These things actually work if you are going to implement them. By the way, that's who are looking at my skin and commenting in the comment section. I will throw people out very soon because people think that this is a skincare class. Abi? Thank you again, Chidima Eloka, for being here. Chidima Henrietta, okay, before your husband will come and remove me from this seat. Chidima Henrietta, okay, God help me. Thank you for being here and thank you for joining us. So share with us, what are the things, where were you before the inner circle? What has happened? Chidima is one of those people that Jackpad left their children. And of course, I gave her Uto the last time. She understands what I mean. Story for another day. And so tell me where you were before, and then tell me what has happened to you, now in tangible terms. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, coach, thank you very much for that question. Where I was, I don't even know where I was. It was now that I'm understanding that I was just walking aimlessly. No plan, no goal. You don't even know what you want. You think you know what you want. Even when I am thinking, okay, this is what I want to do, there was no system. There was no strategy. And when coach will always say skills, emotional intelligence is beyond IQ. Coming to the IQ was there. I was the third best in my faculty of over more than 6,000 students. So, but that was not catch. The main thing was, okay, so then what? How do you navigate communication, emotional intelligence, everything about life? There was just nothing to show for it. Then parenting. Because it's as the parenting will expose. So when you start parenting, that's when those part of you thought is maybe it's hidden, it's silent, it will expose everything about you. And then it started. Before then, coach, it's so difficult when I'm talking to my friend and AP, Brume. Again, Brume. She will always say, we for die if we know day here. I say yes, so we for die because there's a whole lot. We work in the same hospital. We know when you understand what you're going through. A whole lot. And then transitioning, no plan for transitioning. You only said you wanted to transition and then you transitioned. How do you put all of those things in place. But now, coach, now a whole lot have changed. First of all, listening to my husband, and then implementing. There was this webinar, Becoming a Confident Parent. One thing about the inner circle is that anything you miss, that confident parent, I don't think is coming this year, unless coach, it will still come. But you see that class, I think it was last year, towards the ending, skills of
2 years ago. It was in the curriculum in 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yes. That webinar told me. So I don't even have an iota of confidence. That is why I don't even trust in what I was doing. Then I said to myself, I have consistently read my book in nursing. I've done this. I can do it in every aspect of my life. That was what Inner Circle first of all showed me to Limelight. Is it journaling? Coach will shout. Coach has been shouting journaling. Then I was seeing journaling as a very big task. I used to write then in school. I used to like to write, And I said to myself, something is not very right. And then mindset. When after reading the book by Carol Dweck on mindset, I think it's still you, coach, that talked about the book. And then I found out that our mindset is the very major issue that we have. It's not necessarily what you're doing. It's the mindset towards that thing you're doing. And that is what the inner circle is going to transform. The inner circle is going to change your mindset. That if you are not journaling, you may not even remember where you came from. You'll be thinking you are just made. But journaling has helped me keep in track. In fact, this year is my year of testimony. In fact, it's my starting of testimony, because I had to take my journaling very, very, very serious. I took it like my life depended on it. And then I saw results. I journaled everything that coach asked us to do this year. I did everything. No, I didn't leave any stone unturned. Is it the MIP journal? The last year, the reflection, the coach, the very big one that he gave us last year. I finished everything from the beginning to the end. And then I found out where I was. It was really massive because I had to write. It was a reflection prompt. I had to write every of the pages up until the last. I did my goal guide because it still gave us goal guide in January. I did my goal guide up until, and I plan to finish it before the year runs off. And then he said to me, this is what you're going to do. I have a habit tracker, coach. If I arranged all my journals, they are here with me. The habit tracker was because I'm very visual. Inner Circle showed me that I am very visual. If I'm taking the learning style course, all the courses I took, I found out that I first of all screened myself through it. Screening myself through it helped me to help our children. Screening myself helped us to see, okay, I think this my girl has similarity with me. I think this my boy is the opposite. I think, so seeing that I was very visual, I needed the tangibility of everything I was doing. All my journals, daily journal, weekly journal, handwritten, prayer journal, Bible journal, everything. And then I'll track it every month. I've been sending my habit tracker every month in cohort 1A. Up from December last year, I show my workings and all the tools I've done. I've not missed one. From November last year, I've not missed one. So coaches, awesome. It's a whole lot. So this year, part of my goal, in fact, I said emotional intelligence was my goal. Emotional intelligence and communication was my goal. But after a while, I call my friend Bruma. I say, Bruma, this emotional intelligence is a massive. How can emotional intelligence? So I had to just speak self-awareness. She said, babe, this thing are true. I say, yes. I have to just speak self-awareness so that I'll know where I am first. The next year, and that was what this goal guide helped you, and the MIPJ. Yeah, that's if you've not finished yours, you need to deal with it, because that was for last year. Coach, I'm thinking we'll do it this year as well. The reflection, because it was a yearly review. It was 2024 reflection. I reflected and I saw where I was. I saw why I wasn't implementing. I saw why my tool will pack up to 1 month before I do it. I saw why my journal, sometimes I will even forget about it. I had to then coming to the webinar implementation. There's a webinar, coach. I think that was the second to the last webinar of last year. I know gratitude was the last webinar of last year. That
Yes.
the implementation webinar. And then after listening to it, and I say, yes, I think I know where my problem is coming from. I had issues with some people will listen to the voice note, to the webinar, and then they move their head to stick. It's not for me. I must write. So I kind of found out where I was. So if you don't find out where you are looking at somebody, you will fall into the drain. I found out that I need to write. And then I wrote, and then an action plan. So I'm writing AP, what I'm going to be doing immediately. It's still one of the intentional parenting series, one of the yadas that shared how she was doing her own. Mind, I had every excuse, doing only nights, doing school run during the day, having some that does 3 hours in school, one that doesn't go to school, a whole lot. It's not like back home, maybe where you take your 2 years or your 1 year to school and then bring them back by 4 p.m. No, it's not like that here. It's a whole lot. So what did I have to do? I had to sit down. Thank God for that, be my manager and everything. I had to review my work schedule. I had to put it in such a way that it's going to meet up with my family system, because I found out that the family is what you overlook. If you run your family like a business, that is when you begin to see the limelight. That was the way. I don't know how many webinars that stood me off my feet, but family as a business was one of them. And then I said to myself, am I actually running this family like a business? If I have a business now, is it how I'm going to run it? Then if I'm not running this family like a business, I need to sit up. I need to write a vision. I need to write something. I need to review it. I need to do everything. I printed all my guides. I'm very visual. So whether there's book everywhere in this house, I mean, it's me. I'm visual. Some people, last year, I didn't write in any webinar. And I saw the disservice it did to me. This year, I've written on every webinar, all of them. I haven't missed any. The connection tools, every day I write from the beginning to the end. Because I mean, coach will always say you need to also improve your writing skills. Yes, I will write it. There was no time. What did I do? So after the implementation webinar, I got a book, maybe more like a colored book, because I'm very visual. I loved colored books. I love books that enter eyes. So I started writing. By the time I wrote about a 4-page of how I'm going to account for every second of my life. While I'm coming back from work, I checked back from work what I should be doing. On my way to work, what I should be doing. Then I was breastfeeding, what I should be doing. That was how I was able to gather, would I say, the momentum to be able to do. The inner circle is a whole lot. It's very intense. It's not something, and the moment you leave it, and then Brenda said, the moment you leave one, next thing it will pack up. And if you don't set out a time when you're going to do this, that is how it will pack up and you become overwhelmed. And coach is a lot. Keeping gratitude journal, family gratitude journal, in fact, my journaling is what I said this year is part of the goal that I said, yes, I have been able to catch up with this one. My self-awareness, I said, yes, next year I'll go to the second stage of emotional intelligence. So, and then communication, which was just my 2 goals of the year, self-awareness and communication. What did I do? I took last year's class, the 1 and 2, then took this year's class. Then I married the 2 of them together. Then I said, this thing of if you take a course after 2 months, to be like it has moved to the back. You go back, you step back to where you were before. I said to myself, I need to start working on them. What did I do? Coach will say, plan. Continue to plan, continue to re-strategize, continue to reschedule until you get it right. So I printed my worksheet. I wrote my worksheet. I ensured that I wrote it from the beginning to the end. Every 30th of the month, I will read through that worksheet again, so that I will not just forget about the communication. And then I have the e-copy of the communication book, solving family problems through effective communication. On my way to work, I listen to the audio. It's about 15 minutes walk. So every 15 minutes of every day that I go to work or for school run, can I still be heard? I think coach is frozen.
Sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So every
Yeah.
my way to work or school back from school run, I listen to the audio book solving problems, solving family problems through effective communication.
Mhm.
So that I can, at some point, I now know the pages, especially the examples of coach you give about Ayo, Ife. I now get the hold of the book, because I know that if I don't do it, I will still fall back to where I used to be, because that class has gone. The brain is wired to repeat, and then you continue to do one thing, rewiring. That was what
Mm.
coach Emeka calls it, rewiring. So that's showing up, writing the connection to doing Tuesday live, Friday brief, everything. I'm sure, even in the conclave, I show up every morning. I,
Yes.
I show up every morning, no excuse. And then I set a time for it, time that I'll go online and I'll do it. And then it has mastered. I set up alarms so that it will remind me. I have every to give an excuse. Maybe I'm coming back from night and I still rest, because I cannot pour out from an empty cup. I
Mhm.
schedule a rest time. I take off everything that is going to waste my time, because I don't have any time to waste. The children are growing. My phone is 7 now.
Mm.
The children are growing. They're not going to wait for you. And besides that, they are watching you. Okay, so coming to my son, our son, um, at some point, when he was 5, 6, I said, no, you need a mentoring system. And we said, okay, we agreed. And then Exceptional You Academy, run by Jennifer Okeke. Coach, your mentees are too much. So, because she's your mentee, then he joined the academy.
Mm.
When they did their induction, I think I was supposed to go to work. Then I told him, okay, this, you need to listen to this at this time. You need to drop the gadget afterwards. He said, okay. When I came back the next day, I also carried my book, because I said, you see this academy, I'm going to follow it up till the end. I didn't even know what was coming for me. I didn't know it was very intense, just like your own coach. I started the induction. I was just writing down action plan. I also created a habit tracker like him, like for myself. He said he wanted one as well. So, mommy, I like the way you're ticking good. I had this year dash in your own. You're just following through everything you're doing from December last year up until now. And then I said, okay, have you done the class? He said, yes, he has done the class. I said, okay, so what did you learn? He said, mommy, wait. He brought his book and showed me his notes. I said, did you write? He said, yes. I said, why? Why did you write? He said, mommy, I see you. You
Mm.
always write. So I already knew that I'm not going to struggle. I was so happy. When he knew cover to cover. It was
Mm.
an hour, 30 minutes class.
Mm.
He wrote before I came back from the next day. He literally was telling me, okay, no, we are supposed to do this at so time, because they also do a daily voice note every day. They do a weekly webinar. They do a weekly task. There's a daily journal. There's a daily devotional. Trying to make him journal, the academy answered. It was an answered prayer. Because as I started journaling, I was looking for a way to ensure that he also journals with me. Because when
Mm.
you start early, it was no longer an issue. He journals every day, does his voice note, does his weekly task. He hasn't missed any. I think the coach is here. He hasn't missed any since March of this year. So, there's something you won't teach. There's something they will watch. In fact, I
Mm.
think they watch more than what you teach. So
Mhm.
I was so happy. His gratitude journaling. I have been keeping gratitude journal from November last year. November 15th last year up until date. I haven't missed any day. Not even a single day. Coaches, I don't know how to thank you. Gratitude. What gratitude has done for me. In my workplace, there's one of my staff, one of the senior staff. It was just a word of gratitude that I said to her. It changed the trajectory of the relationship I had with her.
Mm,
I was so grateful. I'm telling you, coach. I just said to
mm,
myself, let me say this to her. I may have been misunderstanding her, she may be misunderstanding me. I said this
mm,
to her. That was December last year. Up
mm,
today, it has changed the relation, everything. I was like, wow. Is that
mm,
how coach said do you do? She said teach, listen, implement. It may not really come the way she says it, but you need to find your own niche. You need
mm,
to bring it home. You need to customize it to suit your own self, to suit your
mm.
family, to suit your career, to suit everything. So, coach, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. If you're listening to us, you are listening to Chidima. I almost said Iluka. Please, God help me. Chidima Okeke. I hope your husband is not listening to me. Before you come to me now. Chidima
Yes,
Okeke. I don't know
coach.
why. I don't know why you ever told me Iluka. I don't know. Things stick in my head. Names stick in my head, and most times it just doesn't go. All right, when names stick. All
Mm,
right. So I'm a name person. I was known for remembering names when I worked for UC. I could teach a class of 50 people those days in a class, and I will remember everybody's name in those 3 days before I leave. So and there was something Chidima said when she was talking. I remember when Chidima battled with consistency. So this thing you're saying did not come. Let me say this so that you're not watching her and thinking, hey, she just came, she just became. When she got to the UK, I think that I had nightmares. Let me not say it. I'll just see her chat. I'll say, okay, where are we again? The truth is that she's been on a journey. And she said something. She said, I work in one of the most highly pressured environments that you can think of. And I'm sure that if you had ER nurse, you understand what she means. Nothing itself is already a big deal. Then you're now working in that system where the pressure is like madness. And she said something. She said, I chose. She hasn't always been like this. So she hasn't always been the person who attends all webinars, journals, or it's a choice. And she lives in the UK. Those of you who will come here and say, these things are easy for people that live in Nigeria. In fact, if you live outside of Nigeria, that's when your own boots need to be strapped even more. Wherever you live, you need your boots strapped. He said, I journal every day. And it's not just about inner circle. I said something to you. When you do something once, you learn how to do it in one place because you will multiply it. It's only natural. Chidima is in Money Click with me. I know because she's in Money Click with me. And I see her. As in her consistency needs to be studied. Chidima is in conclave with me. Conclavites, you are here. I'm sure you see Chidima in conclave. For people who are in Money Click, you see, people come to me and say, coach, hey, let me finish battle in inner circle. Oh, hey, I've not finished. Hey, I can't do conclave. Oh, Money Click, I have a lot. I just smile. Your life, no part of your life stops. Your marriage doesn't stop for your parenting, unfortunately. So I was having a conversation with my dad, who happened to be, around, and I was talking about retirement, and we're talking about how people struggle in retirement and all of that. And I said, Daddy, I think because a lot of people, are trying to put a lot of things together in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, before they know it, they turn 50. And my dad said, the moment you turn 50, life, as in you are in that space where you haven't started working on your financial goal. You're in that space where it becomes a real struggle. The truth of the matter is, no part of your life stops. No part of your life. So you can't even say, let me finish my career, my children. Your children will not wait. They will grow and they will leave you. That's the truth. The gaps that you're supposed to do, the gaps that you're supposed to will be there. Sima said, I've used all the templates that have been shared. I've used all the worksheets. In fact, I don't even know what I should scream because I know where she's coming from. That's why this is funny. But it's been 4 years. If you want, do hit and run in the yard. That's how you continue. When you come back, you start like, hey, Hey, I'm overwhelmed. You see that overwhelmed? It's because you do not have the right strategy to navigate. Chidima used to also tell me, Coach, I don't know where to start from. Oh, hey, overwhelmed from here. I say, Madam, calm down, calm down. You need to find, when you find it, it's not about what you do. It's not about where you work, how busy. No, 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 no. When you find it, even with your being busy, I know because I've been there. I am extremely busy. When people talk about being busy, I look at them like this. I'm like, really? I am extremely busy, but I understand that family is a core business. Core. And if you take it as a business, then you will keep going. Again, no part of your life stops. Your financial literacy life doesn't stop because you are raising children. When you are
Yeah.
done raising children, you don't understand how money works. You will not become like most of our parents who are now, depending on their children to actually live a life. That's what happens because they couldn't find the balance. Most of our parents couldn't find the balance. That's the truth. They couldn't find the balance between raising children, having their own life. That's why you see someone who pursued his career, he's so good, and then his parenting fails. You see someone who pursued parenting, put everything to raise the children, and then have fulfillment life. So that's why, some parents, some mothers, they say everything, my children are my life, everything, I put everything in my life. Children have to life. You must find that, being able to put a lot of things in perspective. I usually say that balance is a myth, really. Is a myth. You just need to give what it is. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, to God what belongs to God, as it were. You just need to keep going. You just need to keep going. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for being here. And thank you. You have in the building Chidima Henrietta Okeke, who is streaming all the way from the UK. And she's a nurse. All right. She's been a nurse. In fact, I'm learning today. She said that she was one of the best graduating students in her faculty out of over 6,000 people. That's a thing. Take your flowers, please.
Thank
But
you, Coach.
she's here, trying to say to you, see, this is who I am. I'm smart. But that doesn't mean anything. I came in here and I'm smart me, and I'm struggling. So it's not the passing of exams, it's the passing of life. Now, in
Mm.
the inner circle, you learn how to pass life.
Yeah.
That's it. You can
Mhm.
go to any university, you can go to Harvard, you can be tops of your class, but in this place, we learn how to pass life. That's the most important part. Thank you so much for being here. The next thing is that I want you to share with me, how has the inner circle affected the other parts of your life? Marriage, relationship, work, and all the rest. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. So it's inner circle before, it's TIP, the intentional parenting. But coach, I think it needs a tweak. That's from my own end. Yes. It's life transforming
Mm,
because I didn't know who I was before.
mm,
And I found out that this is actually who I was. Meanwhile, I started discovery, 365 discovery journal prompt. I haven't missed a day. I was writing to find out who it's massive. It will ask you your inner childhood trauma, growing up, everything. And then I kept writing every day, 365 days. It means one per day, one per day.
mhm, mhm.
Writing and writing them opened my eyes to say, okay, you've missed it out on this. There's a whole lot you need to work on.
Mm,
You see, it's now beyond parenting. It's beyond parenting. It goes as far as finding your purpose. Family is for purpose. It's not just for
yes,
fun.
yes.
So that was the understanding. I started seeing the whole, in fact, everything about life from another limelight. That
Mm,
was inner circle doing this for me. I
mm,
stopped seeing excuses. Excuses are always there, definitely to never stop. But it was an opportunity for me to stand up, become very resilient. Inner circle has a lot. As coach says, I always show up in the conclave. Yes. I think when I joined the conclave, Shout out to you, Gov. Master Conclave. Thank you very much, sir. Your teachings have been evident. I think inner circle and conclave, they kind of go like this, hand in hand, because it brings you together to be able to manage your children, and then your spouse, and also yourself. I show up every day, listen to the Friday brief, and this is the only year, this is the first year I journaled my marriage journal. And this marriage journal, what did it do to me? It opened my eyes. What you're doing better, what you're not doing right, what you're doing wrong, the challenges. I know Coach will always write a prayer beneath it. I follow through. All this I had to list out in my implementation. How I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it. It's not how we do it. And then I use the habit tracker to be able to be seeing it. So inner circle, anyhow, anyone you want. I'm that kind of anyhow, just do it. I'm fine. But I didn't know that. I didn't even know what to do. I was just scared. I was not confident. The inner circle has transformed me literally in communication, relationship, influencing people, consistency. Everything I do now, consistency. Me and consistency is now like this. It wasn't like that before. I was only consistent with reading my academic books, and that was what I was doing literally. But now every aspect, sorry about that, is it the spirituality? When Coach said Bible journaling, I said, me that struggle to even read my Bible, we'll start doing Bible journaling. I said, no, I have to. And I have, up until this morning. I still jotted my Bible journaling from December last year. So a whole lot of things I sat down. It wasn't like I wasn't doing nothing those years. I was.
Yes.
It was a moment of gathering, information, wisdom, and then the stability started from November. Because I sat down to say, no, I have to implement. Until I said to myself, Chidima, you can do this, I will not be able to do it. I have every right to use this, no help, nothing, child care. But when you're known for something, I do nights. I say, as I'm doing nights, it will also be my study. If I'm free, I study, I write, I do. You read. It became a part of me. My work bag and my study, they all go to work with me. If I'm so busy I can't open it, it's fine. Tomorrow I go again. People now know when I'm going, they say, where's your clear bag? Where's your black bag? You're not with it. I say, no, I have it here. It now became part of me. So inner circle is so, is it attending, is it the spiritual part? Yes. Praying, doing particular thing. I'm a Catholic, saying my rosary, teaching the children, because the whole thing transforms. Once you start to get transformed, you will start trickling down to the children.
Yes.
It starts trickling down to the entire family. Weekly family meeting. It's not a joke. Weekly family meeting, emotions checking the habit track really helped. Once I start, I was not able to do it this week on Saturday. I'm going to catch up on Tuesday. I set an alarm immediately. So much I had to make it happen. I didn't see any reason to give excuse. I know that when I am after my third baby, I put up so much weight. And then Coach brought up the time and energy management. And then I said to myself, how am I going to use this? That in time and energy management, I love the webinar from day one. But this year's own, I implemented more. The time and energy management. Lost, with the help of my husband, consistently lost weight. It's easy to put up weight over here because of maybe the weather, you don't sweat, the food, so I had to. It transformed everything, and all this I had to write down because I found out that my strength is in what I wrote down. I had to pick up a book, plan, nutrition plan, food for the week. It's not like it's sounding very easy now. It was a whole lot of work I did in January. At some point I was draining, but I had to. I knew that if I get it right, it will pull me through the year, and it has been putting me through. So, coach, it's plenty. Oh, keeping a
Amazing.
gratitude journal every day, seeing those things that I never know that I'm supposed to be grateful for. A family
Mm.
gratitude journal at the end of the month since November last year. Everything I have, my daily journal and parenting, weekly parenting journal, that one is non-negotiable. It has to be done. My webinars, everything, every part of my life, every part of the webinar, every webinar in the inner circle, it has something to do for you.
Mm.
Sometimes the topic will look, this topic, do I need it, safe? But you need it. It's all about you bringing it home. Travel skills. I got my vacation planner. I opened it. Says, let's start planning. Coach said, going from year to year is traveling. We move. My 4-year-old now, she crosses road. Here, you with your child till they are much more grown, taking them to school. Like, is this how I'm going to do? Is this how we are going to do? Telling them you need to do this, and if I watch them, even while I'm looking, they're watching out for cars at that very young age. We see some
Mm.
other children, their moms are there, they don't really care, they got their earmuffs on them and they are moving. When it's time for you to leave them, you say, oh, you can't cross the road. As simple as it is. Back home, we may not really struggle like that, especially if you walk to school with your child, because you do some things. But here, you must be intentional. Must.
Mm.
So, coach is a lot, a whole lot in my workplace. How I navigate through work, how I write, I journal. The journals also help me to put down more. Okay, I need to journal this. So the journal is not only in the parenting aspect, in all aspects of my life, self-awareness, everything, communication, mistake journal. When coach say mistake journal, I say, hey, coach, mistake journal. I struggled with the consistency, but that's what I'm going to work on next year. So this whole thing is you put in the work. There's nothing
Mm.
that is assumption. Oh, I will do this after the webinar. Coach Abiakwa, coach I have come again. It's not. It's not. If you stop saying it, the class will go. Another one will come next week Thursday.
Yes.
So you just have to start.
And then
Every
another lady will come the next year.
another and then so coach is a whole lot. My life has been
Amazing, amazing. In fact, as Chima was talking, I realized that there are others actually who read in between the lines. So it was Dr. Aisha Mutala. She also lives in the UK. She came into Nigeria to come and see me, and then we were in my library seated, and then she turns to me and says, "Coach, I want to see your journal." And I have a whole shelf full of journals about this. And a line like 1, 2, 3 in my own office. And I was looking at it and I realized that that's actually what I got my journals like, they are my life. That's my life. That's my life process. I don't understand. You just want to like it's as if you want to take away my life when you want to do. Recently, I was telling one of my team members to do something, and I brought out a journal where I had journal Tuesday life for years, written. I just carried the book and I gave it to him. I saw him the other day flipping through it still, and I smiled and I passed. I have like 3 of them. Now I have both electronics and I have the manual one because I want to also preserve. It's my life. I want to preserve my life. And I remember talking one of those days I had said that you can journal your mistakes and that will help you to be able to create a pattern. That helped me to actually begin to look at the things that have happened and all of that. It wasn't something that I said actively. It was something I said in between the I still remember. For yadas who are yadas, we pick even the things you're not saying.
yeah.
That's one thing about the inner circle. The others who are others, they will go inside, pick the one. You will name a book by the wayside. So, according to in this book, the others have gone to buy. They will the next thing I see screenshot. Coach, I just bought this book and I'm reading it. I'm like, I don't understand. I just made a quote out of it. Say, Coach, Shebi, you have mentioned it, right? Ngwa, let's go. And some of the things that we mention or we say, like Chidinma said, the curriculum will evolve And sometimes that's why you can't not be consistent. You cannot be there. So it will evolve, and then we keep. So it's a journey. It's a journey. It's not going to wait for you. No part of the inner circle waits for you. All right. So it's a journey. You will just find yourself, because knowledge is very evolving. You will need to. There's a lot of things that you would need to say. In fact, I remember one of those days I was sharing in a live session with Golf on his page, and we're talking about, and I mentioned something. Ayada took it up and ran with it. And I said, where did you hear this? Because I don't think I've ever mentioned this in. She said, Coach, I heard you in a live session with Gov. I was like, okay, now this is someone who understands the workings of it. You have Chidima Okeke, life here. Chidima is an active yada. She's an active conclavite. She's an active, and let me tell you, she's an active money clicker. We call ourselves billionaires. And let
Yeah.
me tell you, right? Her husband didn't start the journey with her. So for some of us who keep complaining, oh, my husband did not say, oh, my husband said, oh, I don't understand what it is. Oh, did you are focusing on another person and leaving yourself. Can you please remove the torchlight from the next soul and torchlight your soul first? When you are done with your soul, then you cannot torchlight the next person. All right. This is very important. And Chidima had mentioned, a few of she has watched all webinars and she has implemented all webinars. She's a nurse in the UK. You can decide to make excuses. Is your choice. And she had small children, young children. She doesn't have a help. She doesn't have. So all this, it's easy for you to say, oh, you have this, you have that. You just need to make a choice. See, life is about the choices we make. Life is about, and the truth. If you don't journal, you can't reflect and find where the errors are. I
Yeah.
keep saying you can't find where the errors are, because you're constantly going to make the same mistake over and over and over again.
Very good.
And then you just say, oh, it becomes a habit. Some of us have our mistakes become a habit. And then we say, that's how we are. That's who we are. That's not who you are. That's just the pattern you have imbibed. They are two different things.
Yeah.
All right. We have in the building Chidima. Okay. Chidima, please tell us, what would be your top three? If I say top three webinar now, I know that Chidima is going to, run. Right. But tell us about the top three webinars. But before, as you're listening to me, I don't have time. Is the language of people who do not know how to manage their time. If you ever have said to yourself, I don't have time for inner circle, it's a language of people who cannot manage. You're a part-time manager. That's what that statement means. Over to you, Chidima. What will be your top three webinars in the inner circle?
So it's not this year's webinar. It's last year, and I've mentioned it. It's the implementation, because I knew that was my.
We haven't done it this year. It's going to still happen at the end of
Yes.
the year. Yes.
I listened to that webinar 4 times. I wrote down that one. In as much as last year's own, I didn't write. I wrote implementation, gratitude, and the one go of thoughts about your spouse. I can still remember. I think they all came in a particular month. So that webinar now told me, I said, okay, this is where the problem is. It's the implementation. It's not the hearing. It's how can I make this work? Because I can always give excuse. And I sat down and I said, okay, this is now us as a family. How are we going to make it work? It's not only about me, it's about building legacies. When the children grow up, what are you going to show for it? Because at some point you be a mentor to them, you just influence. There's a point when the wisdom note about the seasons. I think that was about 3 weeks ago. You find out that anyone you miss is going you because you will pluck weeds at the end.
Yep.
So I said, okay, fine. What am I going to do? See, this time there is no excuse. And that was the point. That was a point of call for me. I started writing down. I started putting down journal names, customized journal. I like things that are fine. Like what did they enter I? I'll just. It's not I buy a size book and then write. I'll buy the customized one. There's plenty of resources. It's just about you finding out what you want. Some people do electronic. I know the electronic will not work for me. I tried it in the first year. That I failed woefully. At some point, I didn't even know when, where. I just stopped, and then I couldn't do review that year. It was not a very good one, but I shall still tried because I journaled. I wasn't journaling before. I still journaled a bit. So I am starting a daily plan every day. 3 minutes of my time, even if I'm standing, I just write down what I should do that day. It has been very helpful to me doing writing a daily plan, even on a Sunday, for close to 11 months.
Mm.
Wake up call for me. I found out that there's nothing you cannot do.
Yes.
Let's tell yourself, or you keep saying, you keep giving excuses. So that webinar was top notch for me.
Mm.
And then, Coach, was the induction webinar I talked about family as a business.
Yes.
Yes. All the spirits, Gehazi, you name them. And you know why I love the inner circle is it will break the scriptures in a way that you have never thought of before. Sometimes coach will say it, I will just go and flip through. So when you are doing inner circle webinar, my one or the other of my phone is open to the Bible, my U Bible, because coach will always bring in a Bible verse, and then she will break it down in the way that you've never understood it before. That's for me. Oh, I don't know, maybe for others. Then I can now begin to research, and that's how I started my Bible journaling. If not for the way coach, it wouldn't have been possible to me. I would have still fallen off along the because I'll start, I'll stop. Before I'll start, I'll stop. But there is no stopping. I know my friend gifted me a study Bible as a birthday gift last year. Brome. That's what I've been using till now. And there's no stopping till I complete it. And then I'll get another one. Because it is also the Bible, the information, the knowledge that will keep you standing.
Mm-hmm.
So that webinar was a eye open. I had to sit down with the webinar, listen to it again, and then we're able to craft our family vision.
Mm.
Then I sat down, I said, okay, at this point, what do we need? And I found out it was connection and communication. Every other thing can wait. For the year we get this, next year we build on top. You will not throw away the one you have done. No. Remember, the moment you stop, to drill down. Immediately, you build on. You start, you strategize, you root on it, you build on it. If you leave that one that you've rooted, you stop watching, it will still die. No matter how
Yes.
it goes deep down into the soil. We build on it. And that's also what when coach talked about parenting goals, wrote their names with their pictures, and wrote down goals, spiritual goals, communication, emotional intelligence, clearly written. Write the vision, make it plain so that those who see it may run. Whenever I remember that, I say, okay, is it plain? Is it clear enough? That's also what I always ask myself. Okay, what I'm doing now, is it feasible? Is it realistic? So inner circle is real. You can feel the tangibility of the inner circle. If you want to tell yourself the truth, you can say, okay, I've been struggling on this. What do I do? It's about what should I do. It's not about assumption anymore, or I can't do this, or or be giving excuses, blame game. No, it's about what should I do? What will I be doing now? And then communication course. See those two courses. At least on that at that particular moment, I was just listening to it freely. I just play it. I listen because I know that I need to work on my communication so that I can be able to move. If your children cannot understand what I'm saying it the other way, but I'm thinking I'm saying it the right way. No, then the whole implementation will be stuck. It will be standstill. You need to communicate. You need to see, okay, this. You need to use strategies, these papers everywhere, communication strategy. Use your I statement. This. I would say use your I statement, and then I'll do my self-awareness journal. And I found out that I've not even used my I statement today. I'll go back and use my I statement. I feel, I think we should. We are not there. There's a whole lot of things we're still working on, but it's inner circle is showing us what exactly we are doing. What is it you need to work on? Only if you implement, only if you follow through, only if you customize it to your own self. I look at people's journey, I admire it, but my own is different. I know that year I looked at someone that said he listened to all the webinar. I mean, it's easier now. You're cooking, you're listening to it. Some people are busy. That's the only thing they can do at that point in time. I myself, I was also busy. But because if my brain must connect to what I'm doing, I must write. So I had to make it happen. So that I can see the tangibility of what is it I was doing. And this year was the year that I got the, would I say, the highest testimony. I could see it, I could hold it compared to the other years, because I sat down to review my process. I sat down to reflect. I sat down to say to myself, Chidima, you need to do this. You can do this thing. Your husband don't already tell you, you can do many of these things. All you need to do is just follow through the process. Customize it according to your own. Account for every second of your life. No gallivanting, aimless scrolling, watching this and that. So you just watch valuable things. And it's getting to our children. So many things automatically just wiped off. You could say, Mommy, please, can we watch something on kindness? I think my kindness this week has not been very, very good. So you see them trying to. I say, okay, that's fine. That was your screen time. You could just do it emotional intelligence. So it's a whole lot when you start, because I myself, we as a family want to leave a legacy, a family that will be studied. You cannot build a family that will leave legacy on hearsay, on not journaling, on not documentary. You can wish it all you want, but it's not going to work. And then coming over to the UK, there's a hearsay that said the children will always spoil. It's like a saying, bring the child home, or you will spoil, Then you say yourself, you come here, you bring your child home. What do
Mm,
you,
mm,
what do you aim to achieve bringing your?
mm, mm.
If it's not working, carry your bag and go home with the children.
Yes.
But if it must work, you need to put in the work.
Yeah.
You need to. And so I want a situation where I can be able to say, this is what I did. It is possible.
Mhm.
Your children can stand out. Put them into mentoring systems. They cannot stay alone because the environment is bigger
Yeah.
than the niche of your home. So you
Mm.
need to use social mapping, creating a social roadmap intentionally, not anyhow, even to the music that they listen to. Because you cannot leave that space. Coach will always say, you cannot leave that space. Never.
Empty.
So it's working, coach. I must.
Awesome.
Thank you, ma.
Awesome. You're listening to Chidima Henrietta Okeke. Chidima Henrietta Okeke is sharing her journey on my intentional parenting journey. Trust me, Chidima, it's been amazing, amazing. I'm listening to her journey and I'm asking myself, wow, woo, this is indeed Chidima, and it is so palpable. It's implementation that breeds the result. You can decide to make all of the comments forever and ever. You can decide to say, oh, coach, this thing that you're saying, you sure? And all of that. But the only thing that can only make it happen is if you are able to implement. The implementation process that this woman has, you need to go and study it. And it's not coming just like that. Trust me, it's not coming just like that. There have been a lot. Chidima has proven that you can decide. It's a decision.
Yeah.
It's a decision. It's a decision. You need to decide that you see this thing, I want to do it. you know and if I'm going to do it, then I need to pull myself together and start to do it. Simple. Just stand up and start to do it. So you see all the it's not the same. You are saying it because you are not here. You are saying it because it's not easy. You think it's easy. You see all those things. They are all blabberdash, like they will say. It's neither here nor there. It's not going to save you nothing. The only thing you want to do is to put it. She has poured herself into her intentional parenting journey. That's what has happened. She has poured herself. She has poured her soul and decided. A city set upon a hill. I like to say, in fact, somebody said it as if you were in my head. A city set upon a hill. Somebody built it. So before you say, I'm a city set upon a hill that shall not be healed, the city needs to be built before it will be set. Is it not? So when you go to the hill, won't you build the city? So you need to go and build the city yourself. So when you quote some of those scriptures, remember that is you that needs to do the work. So it's easy now to claim. I claim her implementation. If you want, claim from now till tomorrow. If you can, if you don't do it, there's only I apply myself. You see, all these are abroad. Their children get sport abroad. No, parents don't do the work. You go, you run off and you start to chase dollar, you just start to chase pounds, and you forget the children. That is a simple mathematics. There's no other way, there's no other explanation. And yes, you're speaking to somebody who is well-traveled, who understands the systems that the world working. And those systems were built intentionally like that. Newsflash. They were built intentionally that way to actually chip you off what you're supposed to do in your family system. If you go and study, you will see.
Yeah.
So when you are doing 1 million hours of shifts, just know that it's been orchestrated that you actually do it. That's the truth. So it's not really about where it is that you are. Oh, coach, this intentional parenting, and that's the next question I want to actually ask Chidima. People are listening to you and wondering, you are a nurse in the UK. Hey, I see people come to me and say, hey, I'm a doctor in the UK. I'm a nurse. Coach, you don't understand. You need to walk and walk. People say those things. Nigerians who live abroad say, people that live in Nigeria don't understand. They don't understand we need to walk and walk and walk. It's not true. It is not true. You can actually build systems that don't have you. We have the others who live in the UK, right? Who live in the US, who live in Canada, who live anywhere you can think of. I went to Japan during the holiday, and I stole it. Everybody was doing eye like this. Where is coach? Where is coach? And I purposely did not mention where I was. Somehow, I put a particular picture on my stories, and a other saw it. I said, coach, you're in Japan. Where are you? I have found you. I must come and see. I'm like, Jesus, what is it? You guys are also in Japan. I thought I was free. And that's how, she came in, went to, came to her place and all of that. Everybody, and it's 8 hours ahead. It's like one end of the world. You're sleeping. People are waking up. You're waking up. You just need to make a choice. We have parents in Singapore. Last year I was in Singapore. I thought there was nobody there. Yada still came. Yada father came, carried us, hosted us in his house. I'm like, okay, I give up. I finally give up. We are parents in China. You just need to make a choice. You just need to make a choice. Even if you are in Nigeria, raising a child in Nigeria is not an automatic. In fact, I think it's actually really hard. If you ask me, it's harder to raise a child here in Nigeria. That's me. Especially if you actually are in a certain class of life. It's very easy to have a useless child, in quotes, raised here if you are in a certain class of life. I was teaching in the Inner Circle webinar one of those days. I said, the more money you have, the more intentional you should become.
Yeah.
Because some things don't come to you naturally anymore. That's the truth. In fact, if you don't become that intentional, you will struggle. And that's one of the biggest problems that we are having in Nigeria today for parents who actually, are in that class. See, intentionality is cut across. It's not for the rich or the poor. It's for everybody. I usually say that the inner circle is an equalizer. The inner circle is an equalizer. It will equalize you. The rich, the poor, the successful. All of us are looking for one thing. The legacy we're supposed to build for our family. And that's what I love about the inner circle. When you come in, you don't see anybody coming saying, oh, I'm this person that we have professors in the yard. I mean, professors who are professors, right? We have one of the head of, one of the teaching hospitals in Nigeria in the yard. Yeah. And you don't see them talk. We are not talking now. All of us are here for one thing, our children and our legacy. It's only one thing we are here for.
Exactly.
And people who are extremely busy are here. I see Justice Omolara Adeyemi every single day here. Are you busier? No, you're not. The truth of the matter is that you need to make a choice. You need to make a choice. And over to you, over to you, Chidima. Let me even ask you about the books before we talk about the people who think is impossible, right? So tell me, what would be your, just name them, your top three books in the yard.
Okay. Dis- Discipline is an emergency.
Hmm.
So the systems and the structures, that's where it came by. I said, okay, this is where I've been struggling. This is the blind spot. Not
Hmm.
creating systems. Assumption. No, we can assume for Africa. You're supposed to know this, supposed to know that, and all that. But that book was a turnaround for me. Then raising an independent thinking child.
Thinking child.
Yes. Coach, that book, first of all, what helped me is that when I read the book, I'll be putting myself inside first. Because when you put yourself inside, you will see, okay, you struggled with this so that you can extend grace to your children.
Hmm.
Yes. And then the third one is connect to correct. Didn't the connection, when they say connection, I didn't, it showed me literally, okay, this is what connection means and this is how to do it.
Hmm.
This is how you can connect with yourself first, with your mind, and then your children, and then your spouse, and then what you're supposed to do. So these three books are very profound for me. Raising girls with sense, raising a boy you don't have to bail out. All the books in the year that have been profound. And then why you act the way you do?
Hmm.
Why you act the way you do now? Answer so many questions. Okay, is this why this person is like this? Okay, is this why I think like this? Is this why I did? Mind you, that book was like a gift I had when I was in SS3. Because the best in food and nutrition, I was given that book. I never opened it. Because I look at it, I flip through it. I say, what's this tiny book that don't have pictures?
Hmm.
you know. So, but the yard helped me to. I was able to read it, follow the book reviews. I may not come frontly to the book reviews and be there because it's always in the evening, and that's night time when I go to work. But I catch up with every book review and I track it. Once every curriculum comes out, I'll write my tracker immediately and write the date the reviews are supposed to come and
Hmm.
follow through. So it's been, I had to soak in myself and say, you see, this year, this is my beginning of
Hmm.
implementation.
Mm.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. The parenting, the discipline is not an emergency. The raising the independent thinking child. That raising the independent thinking child is a book I wrote. In fact, I just love the book. In fact, yesterday I was still talking to Yadas and I said every holiday we pick out one tool, we pick out one this thing to actually implement. If you're not implementing, whether you're reading book or you're attending webinar, that's the truth. You are not going to have any result. You can
Mm,
read all the books in life and not have results. I've
yeah.
seen it happen. I've seen it happen. All right. Yes, if you're listening to me now, Chidima, some people are listening to you now, wondering,
Yeah.
this thing is it not? Why am I paying 120,000 just to enter in the yard? As in, I will need to pay to learn parenting. Like, what is the meaning of that? Another person is saying, ah, this thing you are saying now is so easy. Your life is different. My own is different. And all of the, things that, people are saying to you right now. Talk to me. Talk to me. What will you say to those people who are listening to you now?
Okay. Then coming to the payment. I'd say it's not actually a price tag. You're just trying to, you know, put up, would I say, what we is used to run the inner circle. Remember when Taiwo Akinlami said, you cannot pay coach, but it's true. Coach is going to give you everything beyond. I think coach, sometimes I say, how coach makes this thing easier for us. Everything should just put it down for us and send it in beautiful, beautiful color. Because coach, your designer is doing a whole lot of work. So inner circle is not, I don't know how I would say it, but don't look at it from paying this person to get value. No, it's actually beyond. Coach is called for a time like this. And then when you join the inner circle, if you really want to, can I still be heard? Hello,
Yeah,
coach. Can I?
yes, loud and clear, please.
Okay, thank you. So when you join the inner circle, if you really want to be sincere with yourself, you will not even be remembering that you paid. At that point in time, you're with your journey, you're inside trying to find a way. So if you're outside saying, "Oh, why would I have to pay 120,000?" You just want to pay to run the system. All the wisdom notes that is sending every Monday, do you know coach sends every messages every day on email every day? That I think both inside and outside people, once you have something to do with TIP, inner circle, you will be getting it every day. Coach sends an email. So it is a whole lot. You come to think of it, when you went to school, you paid, right? It's just because we've relegated parenting that it shouldn't be learned. Parenting should be learned. We were not born a parent. We were not born. You grew up once as a child, and then you grew up as a woman, and then a man, and then you started parenting. If you don't learn parenting, if you don't put in the work, you're going to still struggle. So do not see it from that limelight that actually, why should I pay to? No, it is beyond whatever it is you think. Thank you very much, coach. I can't, coach, you're on
Thank you
mute.
so much,
Okay.
Chidima. Thank you for sharing that. And of course, for people who are saying, I'm very busy, I live abroad, what would be your advice for them?
So the advice is going to be very brief. Ah, you make a choice on the path that you want to tread on.
Hmm.
If you want to cry after years, when the crying here after, when your children are grown, is very colossal. Children here, they get mind. They will talk to you, they will speak to you when they are grown. So if you don't have time now, you will have the time later. Either way, you will do the time. So put in all the effort you need now. I know that we have responsibilities. Oh, coach, can I still be heard?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, just that you're on crack. Okay. So just put in the work now. There's the way coach said that the system is orchestrated. If you are here, you don't know that the system is orchestrated, then you are making a big mistake. I had to find this out 2 years after, that the system is orchestrated just for you to come give him work, improve the government, and then you are left to give crumbs to your family. If you're not careful and you give crumbs to your family, that'll be the worst thing you have ever done to yourself. Serving crumbs. Coach, is those guys in the yard that will understand the crumbs part. Abi?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Eh,
sir.
if you serve crumbs to your family, you have made an error. So put in the work now. Give your excuse. Excuses are tenable. Me, I don't work on excuse again. That is now me. You make your choice. In 10 years' time, what do I want this child to be? Parenting launch plan.
Hmm.
I want to see a broken child that doesn't listen, child that cannot control emotions, a child without plan, executive function zero. If that's what you want, it's a choice.
Hmm.
So just sit up and tell yourself, even if your time difference is opposite, is 12 hours ahead, and Miss Dr. Morola is here, she will explain better. Just put in the time. You may not be able to do everything, but do one thing consistently per time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So create time for your parents. The way you create time to feed, to eat, do self-care, do all those things, go to work. Parenting, your family should not be relegated beneath. It will make a mess of your journey.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everything. You will live to regret it, and it will show.
Hmm.
Yes, it will show with your children, even with yourself, with your relationships, with your
Hmm.
family, with your extended family. It will show.
Hmm.
Even with
Hmm.
that career that you're just working,
It will still show.
it will still show. because you're not pouring in. It will show in
Mm,
everything. So it's
mm,
the question is not about self-development. Is not a joke. You have to
mm,
put in the work.
mm,
Even in the only career that you say, okay, fine, I want to come and work, you will still develop yourself to be able to
mm,
navigate. Yeah, you need to navigate. You need to
mm,
be
mm,
very strategic in your communication in everything you do. If not, you make a mess of a journey. Thank you.
mm. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Let me be sure that I can be heard. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In fact, this whole journey, right? When people say, oh, do I have to pay for this? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? When you really listen or when you really think about it, you will see that you will see a lot, right? A lot that you need to, buy in. When people, come to me and say, Nasteko, oh, are you sure that what will you learn? I don't know how to explain to you what you will learn. And that's one of the reasons we started my intentional parenting journey, because how you will learn it and what you will learn, we don't really have, we don't have. If you somebody said if you can explain your transformational journey,
You are
then you are
not.
not transformed. You're not transformed.
It's
You're
true.
not. You can't really explain it. Yes, you can share parts of it. Chidima has been able to share parts of it. Yes, this happened to me. Yes, this happened to me. This where I was. This who I am now. But until you meet her, until you experience her, you cannot explain it. You cannot explain it. Somebody said if you pay to eat and yet you're dragging your feet to pay for your transformational impact purpose, then there is a mistake. That's rumor. Hello, Brume. And then there's a mistake. The truth of the matter is that what you pay here, you can't, I don't know, you can't pay for it. That's the bottom line. But I will not sound this gong so much until you get in. We are
Yeah.
wait for you to come and share your own testimony when you eventually get in. Now to you, Chidima, as we begin to conclude. What will be
Okay.
your final words as we round off? To Yadas who have been here, to Yadas who are incoming, and to people who are still thinking, do I really need this? Over to you.
Okay. To yadas that are still here, keep pushing. Some people are pushing. Oh, my cohort 1A, shout out to you. That cohort, coach, I don't know about
That cohort is hot. Hot
my cohort.
cohort.
There are some
People
people
have
that they are
eggheads
consistency.
inside.
Yes, yes. So let's encourage each other. Let's continue running the race. And then for some people that started well in the middle, they slacked back. It's still fine. Pick up
Mm,
yourself. Even if this is September, we have
mm,
2 months. Just consistently do the 2 months. You will see the result. Consistently do the two
mm,
months. You will still see the result. Don't say next year you will continue. You know, it's a trap.
It's
Yes.
a trap.
eh, I've actually left journaling. This it's fine. If you left the journaling, just leave it. Start from today.
Mm,
Brumer will always say, remember what coach tell us. Start from today and walk back.
mm,
Even if you didn't walk backwards, walk forward.
mm,
And then for the incoming years, it will be the highest decision, best that you have done for yourself. But you must
mm.
put in the work. Don't come in and be yadas and remain so. Don't if you don't in fact if you don't do the work, I think it's even more disastrous because you're hearing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're hearing it. That's the worst. That you're not hearing it before. You're experiencing peace, some level of peace. But the moment you're hearing it, you're not doing anything. That's the worst part of it.
Mm,
Stay in. When you come in, listen, start. You will experience overwhelmness. Yes, it's still normal.
mm,
But stay in, be strategic, speak. Like me, I didn't want to speak in the community that year. I will be hiding. Oh, but now talk. If you see anybody that the journey is profound, reach out to the person. And one thing about others, you will not see badly behave.
no,
I
we are
see
not
you.
badly behaved. No, we don't
No,
do that.
no, you will not see it. People
We don't
always
do
are
that
always
here.
willing to help you. Willing. They will always say, okay, I did it this way. I did it this way. I know I reached out to Debbie Epo that day. She said, "Don't worry, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way." So when when someone who is in the same system with you, in the same community with you, speak with you, you tend to listen to the person better. If you're in the same UK, in the same Canada, in the same anywhere, the person say, do it like this, do it like this. So reach out to system. But in as much as you're looking for accountability when you join the inner circle, please, motivation is also a trap. Coach, when you gave that voice note, it was very profound. Looking for someone that you always reach out to motivate you, always waiting for that person, you will still
Yeah.
drain. You need to create systems. You need to set, or it's not just setting goals. I know when coach taught that, it's about creating systems of sustainability. That goal needs to be sustained. Thank you very much, Yadas. As you're coming in, come in with an open mind and say, you see this, I'm going to put in my work. And if you are still here, keep pushing until you get to where you're getting running to, and you still sustain it. Because if you stop running, or if you look back like Lot's wife, coach taught in the last webinar, then it will be a disaster.
You will turn to a pillar of salt, not useful. Thank you again, Chidima, Henrietta, Okeke. I almost
Thank
said the
you.
look, and I'm sure that your husband would have just come for my head. Sorry, sir. We apologize. You paid in full. I will give you your wife in full, please. We're not trying to take her back. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you,
here.
coach.
I am particularly grateful. I honor you. I love you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for bringing out time to be here. Because I know that, a lot of people will come and say, do I really have time? I've not even finished running around and doing all the time and saying, I don't really have time and all of that. So please listen to this journey again. Take on the lessons. And if you are incoming here, this is your jackpot. Trust me when I say so. I'm going to let you go now, Chidima. Thank you
Thank
again
you,
for
coach.
your time. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you.
Alrighty, you're just listening to Chidima Ereta Okeke. She just shared her journey all the way from the UK. Chidima is a nurse, a professional nurse, all right, who works in the intensive ER. And of course, you know what that means. That means she's always really very busy. Like every one of us, we are all busy. But Chidima has made a choice. That choice is to implement to the later all of the things that she has learned and to be in the inner circle and remain in the inner circle. It's been a journey for her. Chidima has gone through, different. She's been here for 4 years, so she's gone through different things, and the inner circle has refined her. Time didn't permit me to share some of the back end or back gist that I have with her. Honestly speaking, it's been. I am so excited seeing her with her, with her journey and everything. And let me say another thing to you. In this place, we don't tell people what to do. We don't tell people, oh, this is how it is that you have done what it is that you need to do and all of that. No, 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 no. In this place, we actually allow people to come and share their testimonies because it is you. Nobody speaks to anybody. I don't even know who is coming here on Monday, except the team tells me. Please, team, can I have who is coming for my intentional parenting journey on Monday? All right. I don't. We don't need to speak to you to share your journey because it is your journey. I don't need to say, somebody reached out to the team and say, so are there questions that we asked? And the team said, no, just answer as it's coming. Answer it. It's natural. It's your journey. Nobody manipulates nada. We are not interested in that. We don't do that here. We just want you to be able, because the journey is everybody is transformed. So no, we're not looking for testimonies. Believe you me. Oh, we're not. Because the testimonies are enough. They are enough. When I mean enough, they're enough. So people come here to share their journey from their heart. And see, that's one beautiful thing about the inner circle. And from everybody's journey, there is something to pick up. There is something to pick up. All right. And that's something that is very, very important. So even if you're a yada, you're an incoming yada, you're a yada who is, there's something for you to pick. There's always something for you to learn. And like Chidima said, this particular journey, right, is personal to me. Testimonies, like Christian Phobia said, it choke. So if you are one of the strange people that are just coming in, like I said, it's Christian that reminded me that it says change, right? You're just coming in, you're wondering what's happening here. The Inner Circle program is a 1-year accountability system for parents and parents to be. Christian, for instance, is a single young man, right? I wish I had a daughter who is going to Christian, I would have put you some on one side, Abby, so I can start talking, refined man things, right? Don't mind me. But really, this is where you come. Imagine a young man before he gets married being in the inner circle. I envy the man. And I envy whoever it is that is going to actually be with, the man. All right. One thing that is very, very important, and one thing that we must understand, is that the inner circle changes every fabrics of you. Now, for you to be in the inner circle, all you need to do is to take advantage of the ongoing promo that we have. Instead of paying a 150,000 naira, you get to pay a 120,000 naira. And for that, all you need to do is just book a slot. That's if you're coming in alone, right? Just if you're coming in alone. And if you're coming in with your spouse, all you need to do is to pay 200,000 instead of paying 250,000 naira. What a steal. And this payment I'm talking about is for the whole year. Yes, you heard me right. For the whole year, right? And you get 52 webinars, 52, weekly webinars. You get tools. You get, somebody said, are you sure it's not one of these things that you enter? They'll just come there and, just come in and just leave you hanging. I say, we are in a circle. You are the one that we run. I mean, you will so run. Like you want to try out with resources. We are the Harvard of parenting. Talk about it anywhere. The good news is we have an app on the way that we're going to be testing this September. And in that app, I saw a part of the app, so the person building the app is a yada. So, today, this morning, he sent me a screenshot. My intentional parenting journey is on the app. So you just click it and you're able to see whoever's journey you want to listen to. I saw it yesterday. I was like, come on now. I mean, this app is really upping us, right? So if you're going to be part of the people who test, so all the information you need will be on the app. Our app is going to be launched on Apple Store and Android. And of course, you'll be able to download it. You'll be able to actually go to the voice. So you're not looking for anything. The messages are not going to just be everywhere. No, you are going to actually be able to find what it is that you're looking at. There's going to be rooms, toddler parents, teen parents. They're going to be rooms where you can actually drop in your questions instead of it being everywhere and, everything. It's costing us a lot to build this kind of app, and, when Mr. Gaji was talking a few days ago, he said, this is the only kind of a parenting app. If you're looking for all the parenting apps, this is the only kind in the world. We are doing it so that we'll be able to give you everything it takes. Everything it takes to actually be able to see your journey transformed. People will see your children and stop. Believe you me. People will see your children and say, there's something exceptional about this child. That's what it is that we've been able to do. People will see your process. People will see you, right? People will see you and they will stop. So we want you to come into this place and come and give your life a new lease. Trust me when we say a new lease, it is a thing. So be in the yard. Come into the yard. All right. Somebody said TIP has bragging rights. We do. Like we don't play. And I love it. Right. I can't wait to use the app myself. And I'm like, all the troubles that others are giving me, troubles ended. My life is going to pop in 2026. You see that my popping life, right? You see, this is my skin. We will do 2 times of it. Of all of you that were commenting on this skin. But really, book your inner circle slot. The good thing is you get to test the app in September. You get to give us feedback. And registration ends soon. This fee increment starts at the end of the month. Don't be caught up in it. All right. But if you book your slot today with 10,000 naira, you are not going to be, met with the free increment. All you need to do is you can just simply send us a DM or see the link in the comment and just click on it, or look at the details right on our screen. All right, you see the Zenith details. There's also a link for you to book if you are booking from outside the country. If you want to pay in a Bank of America account, we do have one. So you can pay, you can Zelle to us, all right, at wendyologi@gmail.com. You can also be able to pay using Seller. It accepts, any currency anywhere you are. It doesn't matter where you are, you can make your payment from anywhere. And it doesn't matter where you are, inner circle is for you. It doesn't matter who you are. This year, we had, white families actually in the inner circle this year. Yes. And it's been a journey. It's been amazing. Inner circle is for everybody, for all races, for all walks of life, for all black, white, whoever you are, because the principles we teach is a standard thing, right? Is a principle. This is where we actually call it a day, because we are going to be logging out for the day, and we are going to be meeting you again on Monday. I am having blessed Mabel. Mabel is coming to share her journey. You don't want to miss Mabel's journey. Mabel is a cancer survivor. She's going to share her story on how the inner circle was profound in her journey. All right. She's sharing all the way from the UK as well. I'm sure that's the, Mabel we're talking about. She's sharing all the way from the UK. And you want to be here. 8 o'clock, same time. Don't miss it. Remember to book your slot. Remember to share with your family and friends. Don't miss my intentional parenting journey. And don't be left out in our app, this thing. Today I'm going to review the app. I'm going to be the first person to review the app. So please wish me luck. So I'm reviewing the app today, and I'm going to be giving you some kind of feedback. I love it. All right. So if you have been in the inner circle for a while and you're looking, coach, I want you to do, what's a chapter for? Maybe we'll start doing singles matchmaking. All the people that are single, yes, we maybe create a place where we will create single matchmaking. The app builder said to us that is creating a class for all Yada's children so that they will learn how to navigate and also be able to manage the app. Such sweet thing. Like, they are going to learn tech by fire, by force, everybody coming in here. We're building a community. We're building a country. We are building a country of our own. We're separating ourselves. You know that thing that the Bible said, remnants, right? That's what we're doing here. And if you don't get it, forget about it. I'll be telling you how sweet the app looks when I'm done today. And if you have not booked, that means you won't be inside this app testing with us. All right, please go ahead. And let me tell you, we already have cohort A, B, C to Z already filled up from the last cohort. And that's the, what we are taking. It's also not open blanket. If we get filled up, we will shut down registration. We are already on G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's where we are. And we are counting. Registration is moving. All right. So please register now and be onboarded. And then we will see you right in the yard. See you on Monday. And do have an interesting and an amazing holiday. Have a good day. And Yada, see you in the yard.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and they show.
CIP police is coming for you. There is no need harness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard,
why not?